also sampling is to determine whether or not it's not of interest. And girl, don't spend your coins on that. I've met several best-selling authors in my life. And speaking of like, get out of my phone, are y'all watching Black Mirror? It's Tate. I mean, it just like, if I feel like they just gave it away right there. Is this like, is the setting where I think the setting looks like it's set? And then when I read it, I was like, oh, I'm just buying it off of GP. Hi guys, it's ShanaJaye here, coming at you with a video that is a little bit different from what you guys are used to seeing here. What's not new is that you guys know I love listening to audibles. You guys know I read my Bible. What I've gotten more into as of late is reading physical books. I am at a time in my life right now, I did mention on our previous video that we have been going through some things we've been going through some things behind the scenes in our family, and I have been seeking comfort in the Word, more comfort in the Word of God, and that has been giving me a little bit more peace. It's so much happening right now behind the scenes, you guys, that I am just coping because we're still going through. I have faith that we will get through. I have faith that there is an amazing testimony on the other end for some, family members that are going through it. So that's hard. And I have okay, I'm about to get emotional already, and that's not what this video is about. So reading, I have just been seeking refuge and peace and escape through more reading. And what I have found is that I actually miss reading books. I used to read books a lot early on in life. I've been a part of book clubs since my early 20s. I am in a book club now, and so it is something that I do in the background. However, I feel like the adventures and stories and stuff that I've been reading in more nonfiction books, and I'm trying to start dabbling in what do you call it? Fantasy and stuff like that. I've read a few already, like The Midnight Library. I think that's classified as a fantasy book. But anyway, I just would like to share it with you guys because I have been taking a lot of joy in watching other booktubers, is what it's called. I did not even know that this was a genre here on YouTube, but you know what's not on YouTube, right? So anyway, what I decided to do in my reading, so I just did a little bit of Bible study. I am here at the shop. I have been carrying my Bible everywhere, right? And it's not that I read it every day or study it every day. For the most part I do, but there are days that I miss. But I am finding so much comfort, I feel like, in carrying the Word with me. So anyway, in reading it today, I came across the videos of a YouTuber who I follow who gave me an idea, and her name is Sharita. So she did I haven't watched the video. This is me just knowing, I'm sure, of where this video went based on the title and other people doing it. So she went onto ChatGPT and asked them the top fragrances, I guess in the fragrance community. She has AI. So I was like, wow, I wonder if I should do that for my books, because like I said, I've been watching booktubers, I've been getting recs from them, and I have my wish list is out of control, okay? On my Audible, and just my notes is out of control. So I'm anytime I hear, that's the AC that just came on, if y'all can hear that. Anytime I hear an interesting summary, non-spoiler summary of a book or something like that, I put it on my wish list. So one, on my Audible, I can listen to the sample and either determine if it's something I want to listen to in the car, because it may be an easy read, something pleasant that I can listen to on my commute to and from the shop, or just in general. or if it's something that I actually feel like it's just really intriguing and I want to just kind of curl up and sit somewhere and read the book. And also sampling is to determine whether or not it's not of interest and girl, don't spend your coins on that, right? And then I also use that on Barnes & Noble's website. I've created an account, so once I've kind of figured out that I want to buy the book, then I go over to Barnes & Noble, I put it on there. That way when I go to Barnes & Noble, I kind of know where to go first and spend more time reading. I feel like this time in my life, seeing things on social media and just my phone has just become very overwhelming for me in several areas. Even though, you know, I love to vlog, I love to just kind of document and diary our lives, to go back and look back at, because I feel like that is just an amazing thing that we have the opportunity to do right now. But I have been spending like less time on social media, and I don't know if I necessarily consider YouTube to be social media, more so Instagram and TikTok and stuff like that. I'm tired of ads always in my face and just things that just has my moods fluctuating, if that makes sense. So I'm trying to swap screen time for reading time, book time. I still like the smell of a book. I like to flip pages in a book, and that's just kind of takes me back to like a previous way of life. I'm not trying to say I want to go back to the Stone Age or, you know, back in time, but there are aspects of the past, of my past, that I loved and enjoyed, and that's one of them. So what I did do is I went on to ChatGPT. Full transparency, I was like, dang, I wish I had like screen recorded it so you guys could see it pop up in real time. And so I thought, you know, because this is one thing as a vlogger, I was like, oh, I guess I could recreate it, and, you know, just for the people who don't necessarily know the technical side of it. But then I was like, you know what, I'm at work right now, the time is limited, I get these little breaks in between, I have other things to do, so I'm just gonna come on and I'm gonna show you what I typed in and the results it gave to give me some recs. So some of the books so far I do already have, or they're in my wish list currently, TBR and TBR, sorry. They are either in my wish list right now, or I have them currently, and so they're just on my TBR list. So I think someone's coming in now. Yes, I'll be back. Okay, so how did I start? What I put in first was recommend 7 Christian nonfiction books that have best-selling authors. Okay, it populated The Purpose-Driven Life by Rick Warren. So already I have this book. Okay, this book is amazing. Okay, you know what, focus, Shana, because this is not a book review, but I have that book. I have been periodically sharing on Instagram, currently reading books, and so there are a few people who follow me quite a bit on Instagram who are readers, who have either said they have or have not read a book, or they recommend other books, and I've added those as well. So if you want to follow me over there and check those out in real time as well, come on over. All right, so then it said Mere Christianity by C.S. Lewis. Love C.S. Lewis books. The Case for Christ by Lee Strobel. Wild at Heart by John Eldridge. And actually it gives me a summary of each of these books. And I'm looking at the one that it says The Case for Christ is by the author, apparently was a former atheist, now turned Christian. So I may need to put that on my list to just kind of see if I can listen to it, do a little bit more research on the author, because that might be a good one. Then they have Wild at Heart, I think I said that, The Hiding Place, Experiencing God, Knowing and Doing the Will of God, and The Power of a Praying series. So all of those sound interesting. So then I was like, let me give me some Christian fun, some fun Christian light reads, because I am at the point right now too where I am really diving deep into the word. So I am currently studying the book of Luke. And when I say studying, I mean for real, like not just reading it on the surface, right? I am studying it. I am watching video summaries of each chapter by chapter. I have bought a Luke workbook. Like I am in a phase right now where I really want to study the word. And I also want to study books that are not traditionally preached or taught in church. You know, going a little deeper. I'm reading a book called The Jesus Creed, and this is a book that hubby has read twice and recommended. And also the next book is called the something realm. I can't remember, but it'll be here on the screen. I don't know why it just escaped me, but it'll come back to me. And so that is a whole nother book of apples, okay? So, and that's definitely not a book for new Christians, but I'm just saying, like, I'm not a new Christian and I want to go beyond what I kind of already know, right?
Hey team, it's your boy E. It's lunch break on a Friday. I'm so glad it's Friday. It's been a long, crazy week. We'll leave it at that. But I just want to piggyback off of Wifey and her newfound enjoyment of books. I will attribute this to 75 hard because one of the daily requirements of 75 hard for Wifey was to read books. So in the process of doing that, starting off with her Bible, she started reading different books, more books. So for everything that she was able to do, not able to do with 75 hard because of her knee and the arthritis and everything, one of the good things is definitely kindling her love of reading and branching out into booktube and finding new books that she likes. But just one correction from earlier or later in the video, depending on where we stick this, is Unseen Realm is the book that I've read multiple times. I've had my third reading of it. And again, we're saying that this is a good book for anyone who really wants to understand parts of the Bible that people sometimes skip over that might not make sense, and we create different interpretations of it and not let the Bible say what it says. So that's what Wife was alluding to when she said, you know, not necessarily for like new Christians, because at the end of the day, honoring God with all your heart, your soul, you know, the Shema, through Jesus Christ and accepting him as Lord and Savior is at the heart of it, is the crux of it, is the key to it. But there are other things at play that, you know, let's just say are in the background. But yeah, very good book. I love it. And one of the forerunners to this book is actually The Two Powers in Heaven. So this book is written by a Jewish scholar who is not Christian, but he wanted to go back into different doctrines, different translations of Jewish scripture, Christian scripture, Gnostic Christian scripture, and determine why the concept of two powers in heaven was eliminated from like Jewish tradition, like literary tradition. And so one of the big sticking points to the two powers in heaven is Daniel 7. So in Daniel 7, which is an interesting passage because it's the passage that Jesus quotes to Caiaphas when he's brought before Caiaphas, and Jesus said, "You'll see me coming in the clouds, seated at the side of the power in heaven." And, you know, Caiaphas tore his robe because Caiaphas knew that he was quoting Daniel 7. So again, why is the idea of a second human figure of Jesus odd to some people in the Jewish community, but not others? And this book kind of delves into why. And this is also why the concept of two powers in heaven was not odd to the Jewish followers of Jesus in his day, because it was a part of their scripture. It was a part of their legacy. It's embedded in the text. So this is a hard to read because it's very academic. It's, you know, words and terms I have to look up because I'm not you know, into theology or a theologian or actively studying that aside from just for fun. Yeah, so these two books kind of complement each other, like Unseen Realm and Two Powers in Heaven. There is a podcast called Unscript where Two Powers in Heaven was one of the books that there was a discussion about, but it's basically a podcast where different biblical scholars talk about books and their current studies and stuff like that, like Pauline study. You know, there are certain educators and certain scholars who specialize in a very specific piece of scripture, and they have written books and they get on the show and talk about it. So it's one of my favorite podcasts, and it gives me book ideas. I don't read as much as wifey, but when I do, I like to read, you know, stuff that gets the brain going. All right, you guys, hope you're doing well. Hope you are enjoying the content. And let me just say that if you're enjoying the content, you know, what we bring to the YouTube space, please share, because one thing we've had a discussion about and that we've noticed, and not in a like begrudging way, but in a way that I feel compelled to say, hey, like the forces of positivity and, dare I say, good should be just as equal, if not greater, than the forces of rubbernecking, negativity, you know, salacious headlines, clickbait. So if you find this enjoyable, if it's brought a smile to your day, you know, if wifey's Happy Wednesday song or her giggle that brings me so much joy gives you some joy, seeing her happy and smiling like that, please like and please share, because we want to create the same enthusiasm around positivity, just everyday vlogging, Christian life, marriage, vlogging over 40. So, you know, it's a lot of us who view YouTube, but we're still watching 20 somethings and 30 somethings. And I get it. You know, we're remembering when we used to dip it and do it like that. But hey, the 40 plus year olds got something to say too. So if you don't ask, you will not receive. So I'm asking for you guys to go ahead and share this content if you find it enjoyable. All right. I don't know if this is the beginning or the end, but I'm out. I'll talk to you guys later. All right. Bye.
So I say all that to say, I don't know if right now I want to read fiction books, right? Because I'm reading the Bible. You can't get no more real than that. You know what I'm saying? So then I narrowed it to light reads, okay? So then I decided to put in some authors that I currently know, because in your ChatGPT, you can be as specific as, I said, okay, give me the top trending, must-read, best-selling, non-fiction books that booktubers and readers alike are crazy about right now. Okay, that's how you got to put that bad boy in there, right? So then it put out Educated by Tara Westover, Sapiens, Becoming, Michelle Obama, The Subtle Art of Not Giving an F, Bad Blood, that's Secrets and Lies in Silicon Valley Startup, Atomic Habits, and the 4 Agreements, and I actually have all the last 2 of those, actually 3 of those. So then I was like, okay, well, it went away from fun. I don't know, maybe how I worded it threw it off. So anyway, then I said, okay, give me the same, but I put easy read back in there, novels by authors like Colleen Hoover. Verity, wow, that book is interesting, but definitely a page turner. Okay, so then it gave me like Taylor Reed. So her books are like The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Hello, just read that book at the top of spring. I think I read that book during Christmas. I read that book during Christmas. Customer? Okay, yeah, they were nice. Okay, so where was I? Christina Lauren. I don't think I've read any of these. Emily Henry, Beach Read. So I do know that that's a popular one right now. I see a lot of reviews on that, or Rex. The Summer I Turned Pretty is a trilogy. Looks like that's by Jenny Han or Han, not sure. I'm not familiar with any of these, and I don't think that I've seen any of these on any of the YouTube recommends. But one thing about ChatGPT 2 is that it learns and builds off of the information that anyone gives it, but also specifically you, right? So when you open a particular folder, is it called folder? Chat, right? How you start, you can either say, you can do takeaways or additions. So if you say something like, give me a book about this, and then it gives you, or give me 5 books about this, it gives you that, and then you say, but make them suspenseful, same topic but suspenseful, or romantic, okay, and then it gives you that, and then you say same topic but easy reads, or more advanced reads, or under such and such pages, or printed during this particular time period, recently, or you know, whatever. You can do that and it'll remember what you previously asked and edit accordingly, if that makes sense. So based on everything that I've kind of just summarized for you guys that I put in, I then said give me the exact same as above, but Black authors, okay? So then it gave me Talia, I think. And so she has books like Get a Life, Chloe Brown, I think I've seen that one. And then they gave me Jasmine Guillory, I believe, The Wedding Date, The Proposal, Beverly Jenkins, Destiny's Embrace and Indigo, The Boyfriend Project, Rebecca Witherspoon, So Sweet, and Naima Simone, not sure if I'm saying that correctly, Scoring the Player's Baby. So it gave me, you know, some of those books. I'm gonna look them up and I'm gonna see if there are, you know, 1, 2, or 3 that I could take from this list and read. They seem interesting. I want to tap into some other genres of reading too. I think, you know, I like to read for fun. I don't necessarily like self-help books, to be honest with you, because there's the Bible. I mean, how do you get any more of what you need than from there? However, since reading Atomic Habits, The Obesity Code, Purpose-Driven Life, and there's also a new book coming out, or this already came out, I'm sorry, by T.D. Jakes' daughter. I do not remember her name, but it is like a different perspective on Eve, right? And it sounds pretty doggone interesting. So I think I'm gonna also pick that up in Barnes & Noble this weekend. And then also there is an author that I've met several best-selling authors in my life, early in my life, in my 20s, in a book club that I had belonged to back in the day. And her name is Vanessa Miller. She has a new book out, and that book is called... Okay, so that book is called What We Found in Hallelujah, and I actually think she has another one that came out before this. I'm not exactly sure how far before, but it's called Something Good. And I actually didn't even know this. It's so funny how the algorithm works, you guys, because we follow each other on Facebook from back in the day, and I went to her, I went on Facebook and her book signing popped up at Barnes & Noble. And I was like, how does Facebook even know now that I'm into books now to show me? Because I have never seen a post from her, or I have not seen a post from her in years. And so I'm scrolling down, like, it's not that she hasn't been posting, it's that somehow, some way, miraculously, Facebook knew or assumed that I didn't want to see that type of content anymore, and now it knows that I do. Like, get out of my brain, my phone, okay? But I am grateful that I was able to see that she had a new book, and I am in this reading era, book era, you know, everything that has an era on YouTube, but that's where I'm at. And so I'm able to get the book and support and read that book. And speaking of, like, get out of my phone, are y'all watching Black Mirror? It just got a new season Friday, yeah, so we watched it yesterday, either Thursday or Friday, and literally the first episode is about, your phone's basically gathering your information of your day, like what it hears, what you type in, and all of the things, and then putting it into a show. Anyway, are y'all watching that? Let me know down below. So anyway, it is a real thing. Now that this long introduction is done, let's take the next couple of days and just find some good books and read a few pages. Wow, this sounds good. Okay, this might be, oh, buy one, get one 50% off. Oh, this whole table. Oh, nice. Okay, so we're gonna do this.
Wasn't that the one the other day?
Oh, it is. Look at you. Okay. Low Country Bride. This is Charleston. She has the talent, she just needs a chance to showcase her unique style. Due to an illness, Maya has always prioritized her career over her personal life until her father fractures his hip and returns home to Charleston, South Carolina. Although there are only a few months, she's thrilled to find an opportunity at the local bridal gown boutique, never expecting sparks to fly with its owner. I don't even need to read anymore. This book is from my hometown and it sounds good, and oh my god, look at the cover. Yes.
From this world, running on a hamster wheel, but searching for something I can't feel. I just wanna be a lost girl and fly. Take a breath, feel my wings spread, levitate above the ground and make eye contact with clouds. Now I'm rising, I'm soaring above.
Has now come out on paperback, and that could be why I did not find it, because I was looking for another cover, so that's fine. We're gonna try also 7 Days in June. I have heard good reviews about this one, and then she just recommended Hello Beauty. This is on Oprah's book Hello Beautiful. This is Oprah's recommended book club. So I've never looked at Oprah's book club recommendations. I have seen a few just throughout the years, but she really enjoyed it, and we definitely have to read Happy Place Good Summer Read. Have heard a lot about it, and it's $5 off, so that's awesome. And this one, it looks really interesting. First of all, y'all know purple is my favorite color, and we are supporting Black authors as well, so we're gonna look at that. That's by Amber Samuel. We already talked about this one, and hubby is gonna read Black Books. I'll tell y'all the story behind that one later. And then we have the Worst Best Man. I don't recall the booktuber that recommended this. We just found her, but so we are now gonna head over to the religious section to get my father-in-law a book for Father's Day. So let's head over there. Hi guys, so welcome to this portion of the vlog. It is several days later, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is something new that I decided to kind of try and do on this channel just to share with you guys. So as I mentioned earlier, I have been delving into very deeply my Bible and just some other biblical or Bible-based, Christian-based books. So this is my Bible bag here, okay? It's really chunky. It's a whole lot going on in here, but I need all of the things, right? So I have like my highlighters in here. I have my composition book in here, which is where I have my Bible, my, what do you call it? My digital Bible planner. So I have like where I could take sermon notes and stuff like that. And the Bible that I have is called She Reads Truth. So it's the standard, Christian Standard Bible. And then I have like my tabs right here. I have shared this before in our vlogs. So if you want to check out our weekly, daily vlogs, you can see it there. I don't read the Bible every single day. I'm working up to that, but I will say every 2 to 3 days I read my Bible. I just signed up for Goodreads, and if you want to follow me there to see what I'm currently reading, that link will be down in the description below. Okay? All right, so first book up is called The Purpose-Driven Life. When I tell you guys that this book, and there apparently are several versions, so this one is What on Earth Am I Here For by Rick Warren. This book, as old as I am, you guys, I'm happy that I am a student of learning. Like, I never want to stop learning. I never want to stop being at a place where someone could tell me something that I may feel like I already know, but in a different way, and I could get a better understanding of it to apply to my life. And that's what this book does. This book really makes it plain on what God's purpose is for your life, and I highly recommend it. I'm not done with this book, but I'm gonna go. It's already a 5 out of 5, okay? Already a 5 out of 5. I picked this book up. It's called Woman Evolved, okay? And this is Sarah Jakes Roberts, T.D. Jakes' daughter. This book is basically a different perspective that she has taken on Eve. I read the first page of this book in the bookstore and was like, I need this, because there's some things that she kind of said in the first couple of pages that I'm like, okay, yes. So let me read the back. So it says, it's time to break up with your fears, awaken your potential, and set your purpose in motion. The most unappreciated woman in history is Eve. We're so blinded by her mistake that we don't see how she gathered the pieces she had left and dared to revolutionize her life. In a vivid reinterpretation of the story of Eve as found in the book In the book of Genesis, ShanaJaye Roberts helps us to learn lessons on womanhood and the strength hidden in Eve's story. Have you ever found yourself asking, how do I grow from here? ShanaJaye Roberts has and believes every woman has an opportunity to dig deeper and grow wiser regardless of what they've gone through. Sarah reminds us that everyone faces trials and everyone will mess up, but invaluable lessons that can unleash the fullness of our identity are found in our darkest moments. In Woman Evolve, Sarah helps you to take the focus off of your fears, insecurities, and mistakes and shows you how to use them to break through to your future. Working it out. Oh, so then they give you sections that help you work through. So you guys, I love it. So I haven't started reading it yet, but we shall. Next book, Hello Beautiful. So I didn't even know about this book, okay, because this is not a book club that I follow, but it's a part of Oprah's book club. However, the young lady who worked in Barnes & Noble actually suggested this while we were browsing around and said that she has just finished reading it and she loves it, or she loved it. But here's basically a summary of the book. And she was so enthusiastic about it. I was like, okay, I'll go ahead and I'll try it. You know, I'll give it a whirl. So it says, William Waters grew up in a house silenced by tragedy where his parents could hardly bear to look at him, much less love him. So when he meets the spirited and ambitious Julia, I'm sorry, you guys, I'm at work, so I'm just trying to make sure that no one comes in. So if you see some pauses or breaks in this video, it's because people have come in and I've paused the camera. And so like people are standing outside trying to decide if they want to come in right now. It looks like they're coming in. I'll be back. So where were we? So we got through Hello Beautiful. Oh, we were reading Hello Beautiful. Julia comes her family and she and her 3 sisters are inseparable. Sylvie, the family's dreamer, is happiest with her nose in a book. Cecilia is a free-spirited artist, and Emmeline, I think it's Emmeline because it's not Emily. Emmeline patiently takes care of all of them. Every moment in their house is filled with loving chaos. But then darkness from William's past surfaces, jeopardizing not only Julia's carefully orchestrated plans for their future, but the sisters' unshakable devotion to one another. The result is a catastrophic family rift that changes their lives for generations. Will the loyalty that once rooted them be strong enough to draw them back together when it matters the most? An exquisite homage to Louisa May Alcott's timeless classic Little Women, Hello Beautiful is a profoundly moving portrait of what is possible when we choose to love someone not in spite of who they are, but because of it. Okay, my AC just came on, so let me go turn that off. Oh my goodness, you guys, hold on. So come on, AC. There we go. Hello Beautiful sounds really, really good or interesting. The next book is Emily Henry's Happy Place. Now, from some books that some other booktubers that I've been watching, this book is highly recommended. This says, think of your happy place. I pretty much already know what this is without reading it. Basically, I think that this is a couple. Let me see if I can remember and then I'll read. This is a couple who, okay, I don't have ADD, but I gotta say this because as things pop in my mind, I have to say it or I'm gonna forget. One thing that I am loving about reading right now is I think it's helping me, or I'm learning how to remember things better. My memory as I've gotten older has gotten shot, you guys, and it frustrates the heck out of me. So I want to be sure that I'm using as much as my brain capacity as possible as I continue to age. And so there are little things that I'm like doing that pops up when I'm reading to just kind of help exercise the brain waves, right? And so one of them is, we're gonna get back to Happy Place. One of the books here that I'm reading is called It Ends With Us. Okay, this is a coho, it's what they call her, Colleen Hoover book. Love so far. Okay, did y'all read Verity? That's not in here, but that's one of her books. So I did not know, and I didn't do any research, but I just did it based on what made sense at the time, that It Ends With Us is actually the first book to read in the pair. So I've already read It Starts With Us. And when I talk about memory, I'm saying that I don't remember in It Starts With Us which of the guys she ended up with. I know all about them and how they treated her and all the things. I'm not going to give any spoilers. But I don't remember which guy was it, if it was Lyle or if it was, is it Atkins? Atlas. I don't remember which one she like truly like loved. But in this, since I'm reading this first, which I can already say that this book is actually better than the second book. But instead of me going back to the first book and finding out, or the second book to find out who it was so that everything aligns with this, I'm trying to guess, like I'm trying to remember who is who. So I know it may not make sense to y'all, but it does to me. So anyway, that just kind of proves my point in what I'm saying. So let's see. So Happy Place, as far as I can remember, is about a couple who have, like, they were together for so long, they were married, like people thought that they were they were a perfect couple. You know how people say relationship goals or whatever, and something happened in their marriage where I think they're just separated, but they have to go on a trip to the beach or something like that and be around people that they know, but pretend like they are still together, okay? And so it's like, you know, it concluded with, so it's like, how hard can that be? You know what I'm saying? So I've heard, like I said, it's a really good summer read. And so let's see if I am remembering correctly. Okay, Harriet and Wynn have been the perfect couple since they met in college. They go together like salt and pepper, honey and tea, lobster and rolls, except now for reasons they're still not discussing, they don't. They broke up 5 months ago and still haven't told their best friends, which is how they find themselves sharing a bedroom at the main cottage. Okay, so they're at a cottage. I thought they were at a beach. That has been their friends group's yearly getaway for the last decade, where for one vibrant, blissful week, they leave behind their daily lives, have copious amounts of cheese, wine, and seafood, and soak up the salty coastal air with the people who understands them the most. So coastal air still so cottage-like on the beach, right? Only this year, Harriet and Wynn are lying through their teeth while trying not to notice how desperately they still want each other, because the cottage is for sale and this is the last week they'll all have together in this place. They can't stand to break their friends' hearts, and so they play their parts. Harriet will be the driven surgical resident who never starts a fight, and Wynn will be the laid-back charmer who never lets the cracks show. It's a flawless plan if you look at it from a great distance and through a pair of sunscreen smeared sunglasses. After years of being in love, how hard can it be to fake it for 1 week in front of those who love you best? Hold on. So I was right about that book. Okay, so the next book that I picked up is called the Many Dates of Indigo. Okay, now let me tell y'all this. I did watch a few videos to get some of these recommendations, but there are a few that I just picked up on my own. And so one of which was the Woman Evolved. I picked up that on my own, and the Oprah recommended book, and then the Purpose Driven Life was recommended by Face Over Matter, who is another Christian vlogger here on YouTube. So there's that. So this is one that I read just on my own and picked up, and I love this one because I do remember what this is about, but let me read it anyway. So it says, standing on the sidelines of her sister's third baby shower with her 13th birthday, Lord have mercy, 30th birthday around the corner, Indigo is feeling the pressure about one thing she hasn't yet mastered: a healthy long-term relationship. As owner of Houston's hottest destination for luxury shoes and accessories, Indigo excels at finding clients the perfect shoe, but she's having a hard time finding a partner who is her perfect fit. So she approaches her lackluster dating life the same way she does any challenge, with determination, and books her social calendar full of potential suitors. She needs a man who can handle her busy life, get along with her big and boisterous family, and mesh with her tight-knit friends, including Tate, her childhood bestie. Now listen, I'm gonna tell you right off of the rip, that little piece, her childhood bestie, Tate, just tells me right there, actually put a pin in right there and I'll finish the thought. While one guy is great on paper and another sets off sparks, neither are Mr. Right. And her drive to find him begins to interfere with the things and people she values the most. Can Indigo let go of past hurts and unrealistic expectations and finally admit to herself that her perfect man has been in front of her the whole time? It's Tate. I mean, it just like, I feel like they just gave it away right there. So what I liked about this is, one, even though it seems predictable, it says here that Amber Samuel, who's the writer, is an elementary school teacher. She was born and raised in Houston, Texas, and she graduated from Sam Houston State University. And also, this is her first novel. So I was so excited because she's a Black author and this is her first book, okay? I'm like, yes, okay, we wanna, Black businesses, Black success, okay, Black support. So this is another one I picked up on my own. So this one is called 7 Days in June by Tia Williams. I think I just picked it up because I like the title. The month is June. It reminded me of the 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. And was it 7 Husbands? 7 Husbands. No, it was 7 husbands. Yeah, and so I was like, hey, let's try this one out. So this one says, Eva Mercy is a single mom and best-selling erotica writer who is feeling pressed from all sides. Shane Hall is a reclusive award-winning novelist who, to everyone's surprise, shows up in New York. When Shane, I'm saying my name I felt like just now. When Shane and Eva meet unexpectedly at a Black literary event, sparks fly. But what no one knows is that 15 years earlier, teenage Eva and Shane spent one crazy torrid weekend madly in love and have been secretly writing to each other in their books ever since. Isn't that cute? Over the next 7 days, amidst a stormy Brooklyn summer, Eva and Shane reconnect, but Eva's weary of the man who broke her heart. Before Shane disappears again, she needs a few questions answered. With its keen observation of creative life in America today, as well as the joys and complications of being a mother and a daughter, 7 Days in June is a hilarious, romantic, and sexy as HE hockey sticks story of 2 writers discovering their second chance at love. I thought that sounded super cute. Okay, so the next one is Wahala. I think that's how you say it. So this is definitely a book recommend from a booktuber. I don't know everyone yet because I just kind of found some people, kind of watched through them, and here we are. Okay, so this one says Three's Company, Four's Trouble, Nikki May, right here. Okay, so let's read what this is about. Ronique wants happily ever after and 2.2 kids. She's dating Kayandi, I think, and wants him to be the one. Perfect, like her dead father. Her friends think he's just another in a long line of dodgy Nigerian boyfriends. Y'all please excuse me for pronunciations of the names. I apologize, I'm trying my best. Bo has everything Ronki wants. Kind husband, gorgeous child. But she is frustrated, unfulfilled, plagued by guilt, and desperate to remember who she used to be. Simi is the golden one with a perfect lifestyle. No one knows, though, that she's crippled by imposter syndrome and tempted to pack it all in each time her boss mentions her urban vibe. Her husband thinks they're trying for a baby, but she's not. When the high-flying, charismatic Isobel explodes into the group, it seems at first she's bringing out the best in each woman. But the more Isobel intervenes, the more chaos she shows, and Ronki, Simi, and Bo's close friendship begins to crack. Okay, so this one this one was also a recommend from another booktuber, The Worst Best Man. And so let's read what this is about. You are cordially invited to witness the worst best man get what he deserves. A wedding planner left at the altar. Yeah, the irony isn't lost on Carolina Santos either. But despite their embarrassing blip from her past, Lena's offered an opportunity that could change her life. There's just one hitch. She has to collaborate with the best, make that worst man from her own field nuptials. Marketing expert Max Hartley is determined to make his mark with a Covenant Hotel client looking to expand its brand. But then he learns he'll be working with his brother's whip-smart, stunning, absolutely off-limits ex-fiance, and she loathes him. If they can nail their presentation without killing each other, they'll both come out ahead. Except Max has been public enemy number one ever since he encouraged his brother to jilt the bride, and Lena's ready to dish out the payback of her own. Soon Lena and Max discover animosity may not be the only emotion creating sparks between them. Still, this star-crossed couple can never be more than temporary playmates because Lena isn't interested in falling in love and Max refuses to play runner-up to his brother ever again. That sounds pretty good. This book really touched my heart, kind of touched my little spirits, made me tingle a little bit because first of all, when I saw the cover, I was like, oh my God, is this, like, is the setting where I think the setting looks like it's set? And then when I read it, I was like, oh, I'm just buying it off of GP. It's called A Low Country Bride. So if you know where I'm from, which you'll see in a moment, this is why I bought it, and it really sounds good. Maya Jackson has worked for Laura Whitcomb Incorporated, a renowned New York City bridal gown brand for years, and she dreams of becoming head designer. She has the talent, she just needs a chance to showcase her unique style. Due to an illness, Maya has always prioritized her career over her personal life until her father fractures his hip and she returns home to Charleston, South Carolina. Hey! Although there for only a few months, she's thrilled to find an opportunity at a local bridal gown boutique, never expecting sparks to fly with its owner. A military veteran and widowed father, Derek Sullivan, hopes to save Always a Bride from bankruptcy in order to preserve his family's legacy. He also wants to reconnect with his estranged 12-year-old daughter, who is still recovering from the loss of her mother 3 years earlier. The last thing he needs is a relationship with a beautiful, smart, complicated woman who will be leaving soon. When Derek begins to fall for the lovely Maya, he knows there's no future, but destiny has its own plans, and these two lonely people with big hearts discover that coming home to love is the best gift life can give. I thought this was just a really nice little introduction to the book or summary to the book, and yeah, so I got this book too. I love this. I love this, and she's a chocolate drop on the cover. Yes. So I will be updating all of these books. I'm trying to think because I'm still learning how Goodreads work. My goal is, I started this year off wanting to read 12 books this year, but I think I'm going to increase that to a minimum of 24 books. Let me know down below, like, how many books do you read at any given time? What are you currently reading? Have you read any that I mentioned here? Will you pick them up? Did they sound interesting? And did you enjoy this video? If you did enjoy this video and you're new here, please consider subscribing. That will let me know, and hit the thumbs up button. That will let me know if I should continue dropping these videos every now and then. If you are returning and you're supporting this video, welcome back. Thank you so much for making it to this point. I would really appreciate it if you hit the thumbs up, because that will help the channel out immensely. And until next time, thank you guys for watching this video. Y'all have a great day. Bye.